Hello and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back, and if you're a new viewer, thanks for stopping by. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Hope you find what I do interesting and fun, and as I always say, if nothing else, you can watch my videos if you're having trouble falling asleep. Ba-dum-bum. Okay, so today, first of all, we had a live chat premiere of the de Havilland Twin Otter kit video, kit that I received just yesterday. It was a Revell kit, and yeah, everybody had a good time. I put it up just before Peter Oxley's video, so we had a bit of a fun double feature. And so, yeah, I think a good time was had by all there. And so, yeah, that was a nice little kit. Originally a Matchbox kit, second generation Matchbox from 1983. But yeah, nice looking kit. And so I'll put up an end screen at the end of the video, so you can go check that out if you want. And so anyways, then today another Revell kit arrived. A little bit of a teaser here. But I wanted to talk about this one first. People who watch my channel might have heard, might recall me mentioning Project X. Yeah, Project X. I think it would be more appropriate to call it Project Y, as in why I bought this kit. But anyways, okay, so again, I'll put up an end screen if you want to see the initial review, and it's not pretty. Yeah. The kit, this box is from 1983, and the kit was originally tooled in 1963. And you know, after I got back into the hobby, started building model airplanes again, of course I want a Lancaster, right? I don't want to pay $500 for a Lancaster, especially since I'm just getting back into the hobby. So, but anyways, this was in the bargain bin section of my local hobby shop, NRC Hobbies. And I think Matt had it on for $14.99, and I talked him down to $10.99. So $11 plus tax. So I figured, well, you know, how can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? Okay, so here it is, or most of it anyways. Just a beast of a kit, even for 172. Problems getting the wings to fit and stay up the right position. The fuselage and the way the tail's set up, it's crooked. Yeah, just you know, and if you go back to look at the review video, the flash was just unbelievable. Everything had flash, everything needed to be trimmed. And so anyway, so I got this far with it, but I don't know if you can you see the seams in the wings there? And so, you know, you know, this is why I hated Revell kits when I was younger. And but to be honest, it didn't take me long to get over my prejudice. Some of their newer kits are nice, and they also do reboxes like the Otter and some of the 176 dioramas that were originally Matchbox. So, anyways, so this isn't going to be binned. They did a good job with the landing gear here. It went together nicely, and it's retractable. But anyways, the bottom line is I don't want to put the trouble into it. Oops, now after saying that, it broke. Okay, so yeah, so this one is going to end up, you know, off to the side, maybe crashed, sort of, kind of thing. I'll probably harvest the figures. I painted those up, and they're so small that by the time you put them behind even the clearest of clear parts, nobody's really going to be able to tell what kind of figures they are, and they're handy too. So you know they've got the full size, and they've also got little half size guys. So yeah, so like I say, not going to the bin, but not going to do anything else on it, except maybe incorporate it into a diorama. Which brings me to this kit. Da, 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 da. Actually, at the same time I was shopping around and found the Twin Otter kit, I found this, and it was a really good price, and it's 172. I mean, I don't need a 148 or a 132 or whatever there is. It's a good size aircraft, as you saw there. So 172 is plenty for me. So yeah, so we've got it's original Revell, the Lancaster B.III, the Dambusters version, and they indicate here the scale 172, the size 29.5 centimeters by almost 43 centimeters. So you know it's a good big kit. They indicate skill level 5, and it's their catalog number 04295. We go to the back. Unfortunately, yeah, this is going to, not only because of this is smashed, but they didn't even put this in a bag. Came to me like this. Yeah. So, anyways, I should probably edit out my address there. And so as with the having all this stuff plastered all over it, it doesn't bother me, but I can understand why it would drive some people really crazy. Because you're often collecting the kit, and whether you're intending to build it or not, it's nice to have the box in a good condition. It'd be one thing if this was plastic wrapped, and then that stuff goes on the plastic wrap, because the plastic wrap's going to come off anyways. Well, I mean, unless you just put them on the shelf. In which case, you can just bury it. So, but yeah, they indicate, they've got a glider, Ferry Gannet, Eurofighter Typhoon, regular Lancaster. Yeah. And then here we have some detail of the completed model. It looks pretty good, actually. They detail some features here. Middle section of fuselage to take the special bombs. Detailed bouncing bomb with rack. Surface details with recessed panel lines. Detailed cockpit with instrument panel and side panels. Places for navigator and radio operator. 2 rotating machine gun turrets. A glazed canopy with different versions. Detailed Merlin engine. Main undercarriage bay with separate side struts. Detailed main undercarriage. Movable propellers. 2 different types of propeller blades. Decals for 2 different RAF versions. And they give you the colors of paint you're going to need. Black, yellow, sea green, dark earth, and steel. Okay, so I won't read what they put on the side of the box. There is a little write-up there, which is always nice, because it's probably on the instructions inside, and everybody wants to get this kit cracked open. Okay, and so side opening box. I don't mind them. Some people really don't like them. I do prefer a top opener, whether it's flip top or just removable top, like on the old Lancaster there. And so there we go. These are the instructions. We'll set this aside for a minute. Okay, and wow, this is a big kit. So we'll deal with the clear plastic first. Everything taped together. Nice and secure. All right, sorry for the pause there. Okay, so most hobbyists are more than familiar with the Lancaster. Certainly the most famous bomber of British bomber of World War II, and flew over 156,000 sorties. There was they had a couple of advantages. One of the biggest advantages was that they had a long bomb bay that was uninterrupted, so it could carry the really big bombs, like the Tall Boy and the Grand Slam. 12,000 and 22,000 pound bombs. They really sure go boom. So, anyways, there's plenty of other resources you can look up and learn about the Lancaster. 7300 were built, and as far as the Dambusters is concerned, a lot of German industry, especially the heavy industry, like steel and heavy industrial manufacturing and so on and so forth, was based in the Ruhr Valley, because the Ruhr Valley had a series of dams that provided hydroelectric power for that industry and those industries. And also heavy industry requires a lot of water. So the Allies strategically they wanted to knock out. Obviously, if they knocked out German industry, they couldn't manufacture weapons, and they'd soon run out of steam and equipment. And so the plan was devised to try and bomb some of the dams in the Ruhr Valley. Now, there were a couple problems with that. The first problem was that obviously they were heavily protected by anti-aircraft defenses, and also even when bombers made it through, bombs that fell into the water, most of their force was absorbed by the water, and those that landed on the other side, the concrete was so thick that they did virtually no damage at all. So they came, after a lot of experimentation and brilliant engineering and so forth, they came up with a barrel-shaped bomb that would skip across the water and then kind of gently nudge up against the wall of the dam and slowly sink down to the base. And then once it got to the base, it was exploded, and it was right up against the wall at the base. So in any case, so they Operation Chastise was happened over the night of 16-17 May 1943, and 19 Lancasters with these special bombs went in, and the first two dams, the Mon and Elder, were successfully breached. Two other dams, the Enep and Sorpa, survived the attack. The two dams that were breached resulted in massive flooding, destruction of industrial areas as well as civilian areas, and so on and so forth. And the RAF lost 8 Lancasters and 53 airmen. After the war, when the Geneva Conventions were updated, introduced, whatever, it became a war crime to do that kind of thing. But it was World War II, and it was total war, and it helped to shorten the war and defeat the Nazis. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, and so here we go. Here are the clear parts. I'm going to move these out of the way. Do it like this. There, see that much better. Okay, so we've got the clear parts here, and they all look great. Oh, look at that. The windows, they're all in a row instead of fiddling with little individual ones, which is nice. Usually the windows were covered over anyways, but they needed some. So, and yeah, it looks great. I mean, get a better view of, come on, there we go. You know, there's that canopy, there's the bubble, or the guns. Yeah, looks great. It doesn't look to be any, in any awkward positions, whatever. As always, you just have to be careful. Separate it. Okay, so that's the clear parts, and as you can see, everything taped together nicely. There we go. Oh, come on now. There we go. Release the hound. Okay, and so we've got this all in black. And nice detail. Can you see the detail there? Recessed panel lines. I'm seeing very little flash. So, yeah. Very nice detail there. And then you got the other side of the wings. A couple of engine nacelles. And this here is great. I'll get into that in a minute. Okay, and then we've got the rear stabilizers. Again, not seeing any flash. There's good detail. Not sure what this is. Might be the cart for the bomb. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so 2 more bags. Okay, and so we've got this one. And here we've got 2 screws. One side of the fuselage. The other side of the fuselage, the other engine nacelles. So, what they've done with this piece is it goes in here and then the wing structure slides into it. It's like a slotted slide, which is way better than just the single slot and the single tab. So that's some pretty thoughtful engineering there. Yeah, so that's very nice. Everything's bagged up nicely, triple taped. Nothing's damaged or broken. Alright, and then we've got the last bag of screws here. There we go. Propellers. Hardly any flash, no flash. Always give them a little scrape anyways, but no, very nice. Quality of plastic seems good. And then we've got the final engine nacelle, 2 of the spinners, and landing gear and so forth. And nice big fat balloon tires, little flash on there. There we go. So before we get to the instructions, I wanted to draw your attention to the box art here. Like it's very nice. You got the full moon in the background. You got the flak going off. They're flying by. You got the explosion here with the dam, the big spray of water, and then there's these 2 lights. And so when we're putting together the mission, not only did they have to develop the bomb, they had to figure out how to drop it at the right speed, at the right height, so that it got to where it was supposed to be. And so they developed this simple system, and they calibrated it. So basically, the 2 lights were turned on. They were coming in across the water, and when the two lights merged, that's when you let her go. And so it was a very simple and ingenious solution. That's what we want. Okay. And let's see here. It's a new layout of the new Revell layout of instructions. And so here we've got the decals. Looks like we've got control panel decals, seat belts, yeah. So yeah, there it is. There you go. It says printed in Italy for Revell, 2009 copyright. And you know, they feel okay. They're all right. I mean, they're about the same as Tamiya. Okay. Here's the other thing about this older Revell kit. You see the call letters? POS. I'll leave it to you all to draw your own conclusions. But hey, for $11, you know, I learned, I persevered a bit, and got some practice on painting. So there you go. Okay, so we get a nice write-up here, and then read before you start. It's mostly legal stuff, and then they give you the glossary. They're written in multiple languages, which is fine. That's great. But just to let you know, for English readers, the English is usually second. I think German comes first, and then it's the English, and then French, and then I'm not sure what. So, anyways, all the way down the list. Okay, and then they give, I'll turn this around. There we go. Colors to be used. I don't think, I think it's the same colors. Doesn't matter which version you do if there's a different version. But yeah, they give you that. And then we get a nice sprue map. All the part numbers. Nice, good size numbers. You don't need a magnifying glass to read them. And then we get into the instructions. And so, you know, they indicate paint here and decal, glue, weight, etc., etc., etc. And then first set of seats, second set of seats, bulkheads, fly decals, etc., etc., etc. There you go. Simple steps with good detail. Alright, and then we move to step number 5. And here's what I was telling you about this piece. It fits down in there. Oh, that's what that long piece is. Okay. Fits down right on in there. And then, you know, it gives you the details here. You got to paint different things, just like any other model kit. There you go. And then you see here and how it fits through those slots. And then the wings slide into that. There you go. And we've got the engine. Looks like there's 2 of these. More engine. Yeah, it looks like 2 times 2 times. I'm not sure what this is. Might be something to hold the engine. I don't know. Anyways, we're not here to analyze it. That's why you read the instructions before you get started. Cackle, cackle, cackle. Okay, and so, yeah, and then it's step by step. There you go. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so, yeah, there you go. That's the seat for the engine, and then it goes into the nacelle. How about that? Okay. And, yeah, just step by step. You got some different options for different things. This one's going to be gear down for sure, yeah. And I wish I could find some RAF figures, 172 figures, but I can't. I looked all over. Excuse me. Like even Matt at the hobby shop, he couldn't find anything. Well, I mean, he could, but, you know, I don't like going with dodgy stuff. Okay, yeah, so anyways, yeah, so here we go. We go through this. And so here's a da bomb. Assembling a da bomb. This is the undercarriage for special undercarriage for the bomb, and attaching the bomb, tail wheel assembly, rear gunner assembly, turret assembly, clear parts, etc., etc., etc. These are clear parts, and they're probably astrodomes for the navigator to see the stars. And here's the rear tail gunner. Put that in there. They've done this. They've done this nicely, rather than the old way. That's good. You just you put that in, and then yeah. And then here we go with the engines. Various ancillary things. I think this is probably an antenna of some sort. And it finishes it all up. You can they indicate you can use thread here for the antenna, the upper antenna. You could also use very fine copper wire, or you could do the heat and pull method on a piece of sprue. That works great. And then it looks like there's just the one decal set, and indicates everything. Pretty standard Lancaster camouflaging, black on the bottom, and green brown on the top. And there's a blank page at the back here to make your notes if you're so inclined. Alright, so now it's a review time, and I use a 12-point system. 10 regular points. That's 2 points packaging, 2 points for sprues, 3 points for parts, and 3 points for instructions. Each of those 4 categories can have a quarter-point bonus for any wow factor, and there's also up to a full 1-point bonus for, a full 1-point bonus for value. And I look at value, not just the cost of the kit, which, by the way, for this kit was approximately $50, and I have no complaints about that price for what I've seen so far. So yeah, not just the base cost of the kit, but how many hours of enjoyment can I expect to get out of it, and so on and so forth. So okay, as always, it's whatever you make it. You could slap it together and go from there. So, oops, there's a little piece of the other landing gear from the POS. Okay, and so, alright, so, packaging. Box was smashed, stickers all over it, 1.5 out of 2 on that. But part of the packaging evaluation is the box art and kit info, and this is done very well in both categories. So I give that an extra quarter point from there, which takes it to 1.75. The sprues, full 2 points, and a quarter point bonus. No real noticeable flash, or any inconvenient molding bubbles, ejection pin marks, whatever the case may be. Parts, full 3 points. Quality of plastic was good. Details good. There were no warped or broken parts. Decals and mask, or decals are okay. No problem there. I would have liked to have seen figures, but hardly anybody does figures anymore. So I just wish they were easier to find aftermarket. And as far as the instructions are concerned, 2.75, a quarter point off because they were all in black and white, and having color instructions gets you a full 3. But it's not a complex color scheme, so and you get a beautiful idea here. So okay, and then half a point for value. Which brings us to 10.25. So I'll look forward to building this one a little ways down the road, not too far. The kits are piling up now, and the garden calls, but there'll be plenty of time for model kit building. All right, so thanks to everyone for watching my video, all or part of it. Even if you skip through it a little bit, that's okay. Hope you find it entertaining and informative. All right, so thanks again, everybody, and again, if you haven't already, try and think of Terry Sr.'s family from Hobby Barn. I'll put a link for the GoFundMe page. They could really use some help with Terry Sr.'s final expenses. So, alright, so that's it for this video, and probably for kit reviews for a little bit. I gotta complete some more builds before the High Command will allow me to obtain more. Okay, so thanks again. I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate everybody's input. Comments are open. I welcome comments. Please try to keep them respectful. Well, don't try, just keep them respectful. And although, so I can have comments, I indicate that the video is not for kids. I also expect it to be a kid-safe space. And so that means respecting each other, no profanity, and try and build instead of tear down. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and I hope everybody had a good time with the time they spent. Bye now.